morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jenna Basonko. I'm joined by my amazing co-host here, Ibrahim Abalde. So, Ibrahim, it seems we have sad news that we are about to start with.
Exactly.
As there's a foam factory around Denton Bridge that has been on fire for the past hours, and the firefighters are finding it difficult to actually solve the situation there. And we have Aliou Cisse there to just update us about what is happening there in Banjul. Aliou, are you hearing us? Good morning. Aliou, are you there? Well, generally, before we get Aliou, you know, we've actually done several programs in relation to the work of this particular department, and there was a period in time when QTV News had this series of just stories focusing on fire outbreaks in different locations, even where the Q Group Foundation, the philanthropic arm of the Q Group, gives money to these individuals to actually try to rebuild their lives. But it's a problem. I wonder what caused this particular one. We can't confirm that right now. We'll be waiting for the authorities to let us know. But several issues as such have happened in the past.
Exactly.
And then this further shows how the department needs to be equipped further to ensure that they fight fire, any kind of fire.
Before we come on the show, I said to you, for other developed countries, they have few things that they will throw in the fire.
But you know, when you said that, I didn't agree with that.
You said even some of our neighboring countries can't even afford that.
Maybe these are things out of our reach. We can't afford it. It's not just unique to the Gambia.
Now we are not able to get those things. But I think it's the responsibility of every person. I mean, to be very careful, to be cautious, to be able to you know, do away with things that will cause such kind of inferno. For example, maybe bad wiring, you understand? At the same time, maybe using bad cables to wire your house. You know, so these are things that we all have to be very careful of. Sometimes, many a times, I can say, when you look deep inside, although some of our investigations, they don't get back to us. I mean, they'll tell you we are investigating the cause of the fire, but I have not even seen whereby a particular incident happened and they'll come back to us and tell us, okay, this is the cause, this is the real cause of the fire. All they do is to blame it on NAWEC. Sometimes it's not even NAWEC. Sometimes it's carelessness. You know, so I think we all have responsibility, I mean, to play.
But generally, I just think it also goes down to if, you know, these companies get to insure their companies, because I'm just trying to quote Mr. Ade here, who this fire outbreak happened in one of the markets, I think Basse, and then out of all the stalls, there was just only one individual. So, you know, we're not saying that fire happen everywhere, but we just, you know, have to make it our culture whereby we know that when fire, sometimes we have no control over these things. So it's important that we go to the right insurance companies and get to insure our places. I just hope that this particular foam factory is actually insured. I just hope so.
It's significant.
Fingers crossed.
Wow, it's very significant. I mean, for one to take a risk, but I mean, you know, not to the extreme. Sometimes taking a risk to the extreme can damage your life. Just look at that incident whereby only one person was able to insure his shop. I mean, which is very dangerous. And you have the Basse market, you have more than 150 shops. You know, so if at all, out of 150 shops, there is only one person that insured. This means what were they doing? What is what have they done to do that? I mean, so it's like we have responsibilities to play, Janaba. Sometimes few things are inevitable. Sometimes if they are to happen, they will just happen.
Yeah, but I'm aware that Aliou is ready now to actually give us an update in relation to what's happening there. Aliou, good morning.
Good morning, Jenaba and Balde. Like you rightly mentioned, we're here at Nasir Farm. It's a factory where they you know, manufacture locally made, I mean, mattresses among other things. And early hours of this morning, there was a fire outbreak here, which has really caused a quite huge damage. I mean, at the moment, I mean, we cannot speculate as to what actually caused the incident, and then we understand there was no casualty as far as the outbreak is concerned. I mean, it's been a quite terrifying environment here. I mean, the traffic is jammed, you know, from Bond Road, from Sting Corner, coming down to Denton Bridge. It's been quite hectic. Even for us, you know, it was difficult to get to this exact venue. But then, Jennifer, what we know is that, I mean, for me, I think this is one of the worst, I mean, incident we have seen as far as fire outbreak is concerned over the past few years. And then, I mean, stakeholders from the disaster management agency, the fire and rescue services, they have been here since in the morning trying to put out the fire, but it seems, I mean, they are still struggling to, and so, you know, they're able to put the fire off completely. And that's exactly what is happening here. I mean, we have the Executive Director of National Disaster Management Agency, Sana Dahaba, who's been here with his men since in the morning. I mean, just to, you know, to assess, I mean, what's been happening here. Mr. Dahaba, thank you so much for speaking to QTV this morning. I mean, what have you gathered so far as this incident is concerned?
Well, it will be difficult to speculate anything at the moment. Our primary role now is to put up the fire now. I got a call this morning around 5:30 a.m. that the Nasir foam factory got fire, and then we also alerted fire service. What we are trying to do now is to put up the fire, then after we can find out what's the cause of the fire.
And basically, I mean, if you have to reflect, I mean, how will you describe this incident?
Well, this is a serious economic damage. Well, you can see what's happening. Apart from the forms that are stored there, you also have other valuable material. We have generators. We have a lot of equipment inside, and all these things are destroyed. As of now, we are unable to go inside. What we can do is to allow the fire to take its course. Once the situation is under control, we can launch an investigation to find out what's the real cause of the fire at the moment.
I mean, just a couple of minutes ago, I saw your men on the ground also trying to fly drones. I mean, what's the purpose of having those drones?
Well, because we don't know actually what materials are inside. There may be tanks that are storing chemicals. This is why we are flying drones over the fire to determine and see what sort of materials are there, so that we can advise the public, because you can see the amount of traffic that's going on. Once we are able to establish, we will be of a valuable asset to advise the public not to use this road at the moment.
Okay.
How has been the collaboration between your office and other stakeholders? I mean, we have seen the fire and rescue services. They've been so busy since this thing started.
Yeah, our collaboration is fantastic. We know that fire service is one of our stakeholders when it comes to incidents like this, and they are fully engaged, and then their operational team is working very, very hard to make sure that we put up the fire so that we can mount an investigation as what causes the fire.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sana Dahaba, who is the Executive Director of the National Disaster Management Agency, just telling us what his office has been doing. I mean, like I told you, I mean, he's been here since in the morning with his men, I mean, trying to establish the actual cause of this serious fire outbreak. But like I said, Bande, I mean, this is not a time to speculate. I mean, we don't know exactly what is the cause of this fire incident. Like you have heard from the ED himself, I mean, actually, I mean, they'll also do their investigation and establish the actual cause of the fire, and then they will inform the public as possible. But like I said, this incident started early hours of this morning, and until now, it seems like the fire is just starting here at Nasir Foam, just near Denton Bridge, on your way to Banjul.
Yeah, so Ali, is there any officials of the fire department? No? Hope anyway, even if they're there,
yes,
they might be
like I said, they've been here. Their men have been on the ground since this fire outbreak started. They've been going to and fro, trying to get water to put out this fire. But like I said, I mean, they are still struggling to make sure, I mean, they're able to put out the fire completely.
Yeah, Ali, can you just tell us in local language what's happening there?
jërëjëf Dieynaba Sonko ak Ibrahima Baldé di leen dalalaat di leen wane na ngi QTV this morning man la seen mbokk Aliou Cissé ànd ak Abdou Cissé ñu ngi fii ak suñu driver bi Lamine Sanjang ñu ngi fii fi nga ne moo nekk Nasir Foam factory benn factory la fi nga ne dañu fa dee defar ay éponges moo nekk ay mattresses yi nii te si suba teel nag la safar génn fii nii safar boo xam ne safar bu am doole la man sama maas yi géej naa gis façon safar bii nii ci Gambia fii nii for the past couple of years and then liñ ko taxam moo nekk ne kenn deeyu si safar bii nii waaye yaaxu yu fi am doy na waar comme doo leen ko déggee si nga xam ne moo nekk Sana Dahaba executive director bi depuis suba ñu ngi fii nii fire service ñu ngi dem ak ñëw di indi ndox pour mun a gis ne fay na safara bi nii waaye ba léegi dafa mel ni safara soo suma gannaaw dafa mel ni mu ngi soog a door ni comme na leen gisee ñi naa ngi gis building bi fale si gannaaw yëpp a lakk dara desut foofu noonu soo lii de mu ngi laa wan ne safara bi bu am garaaw la tey suba sa génn ba bi ñu fi doon ñëw sa plan ñu fi ak sa dafa nekkoon ay jafe-jafe parce que trafic bi dafa block trafic bi that was a complete lockdown traffic dafa block on from Sting Corner ñoo la ba fii nii fi nga ne moo nekk Nasir Form moom mu ngi jos ndes balaa ngaa aga Denton Bridge foofu la factory bi nekk waaye fire service ñu ngi try seen level best pour mën a gis ne daal safar bi fay nañ ko mbaɗigol lumel ɓe QTV juuɓe kan ngafale bisimilla ko tenke alɓe QTV juuɓe kan this morning ndelem allah baɗin Aliou Cissé anina cameraman Aliou Cissé with our driver Lami Sagnang mi filenti mbaɗi Nasir Form factory la mi ala ko aɓe ñibita kam Banjul jani ka fota Denton Bridge e ka éposole daraje bi somanda juno dimba bale pota dimba mi ala ko ay tiñaro men ke a warta bakele bare si men konfa wala mom momam faaje bare tiñaro men kitaje a warta bakele aɓe damen to malang exactly mune dimba ñin sabu mo confirm no at this moment so we will not speculate kapay ngamira ñinnam at this stage malang exactly mune dimba ñin sabu bare ngame onda sa wala mom NDMA, Enila partners, they are doing their investigation. For kaje is understand exactly mune dimbanyi sabu. Comme nyalbe koma jana jube ale bungo nyinje janna mo Nasir factory farm dimbay bungo bele jani femman tuje abele janata mo simes fondo me ko wala mo di good news wala mo as we speak mamoy ko mo fata nyin dimba kono. Musidɓe wonɓe data QTV bisimilla ɗo QTV this morning hande ɗon ɓeɗon ɗo Nasir Form ko factory ɗo ganduɗa ko ɗon ɓe moynata éponge aji Nasir Form noon nde ɓe heeɓe ɗo ɗo ganduɗa siɗa yaade Banjul ɗo e may to Denton Bridge ko ɗon factory o woni hande noon subaka law jeygo mongo funti ɗo nin ɗo ganduɗa ngo yakki ɗo ko yakku hengo doole jeygo yakki ɗo ɗo Nasir Form sa daari ɓawo ɗon a yiya ɗo susunde fof sumi ala ko ɗo sundo fof somi ɗon noon ɗum ɗo holetama dam ko jeygo hengo dolno bete no ganduɗa ko subaka law ɗum fuɗɗi hande ɗo won ɗonon minen min mbawa mon haalan wonde ko o waɗi feere ha jeygo funti because min jiɗa waɗde speculate no we want to give you credible information so ɗo wonɗo waktu o time ɗo min ganda exactly hono waɗi saabu o ngo jeygo ɗon kono noon komin mbawi wiide ɗo won ɗo ala mayɗo hen tawon ala mayɗo he jeygo he on we can confirm that but then ko mbawi ɗo ko woni ganduɗa ko jeygo mango hande subaka lawɗo sa trafic o wonno jam no bete bila Sting Corner aranma ha ɗo Nasir Form trafic o cana wonno jam minen sa ko min teppe min geɓi bila heede Sting Corner ɓoɗon teppo ha ɗo Nasir Form ɗon ganduɗa ko ɗon woni ɗo e may to Denton Bridge so ko ɗum woni ɗo o waktu ɗo ni ɗo ganduɗa ko moɗon ɗo Nasir Form ko factory kon no mbiɗum ko factory mo ganduɗa ko moynoɓe éponge uji.
All right, so Aliou, thank you so much.
That's basically a summary of what's been happening here in the local languages.
Yeah. So Aliou, thank you so much. Maybe you can just step aside now and take some rest because I can see that persons in the area, the smoke is not actually healthy. But thank you so much for being there.
The smoke is not healthy
it's not healthy at all, yeah.
This is why we are here. Like I said, I mean, at this particular moment, we cannot speculate as to exactly the cause of the fire. We will just allow, I mean, those responsible to do their investigation and possibly get about, as you can see at the back there, that's fire service.
Coming.
Fire service ambulance, like I said, I mean, they've been coming to and fro from here, trying to get more water to be able to put out the fire here at Nasir Form. That's exactly what's happening here. The fire service, they've been doing a fantastic job since this fire break started. And the traffic is still jammed, as you can see from the far end there. I mean, this traffic is still jammed, Jenaba.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Aliou. This is the work that we do. Sometimes, even when it's dangerous, we have to be there to actually give our viewers first-hand information about happenings. But we will link back to you if it is necessary to just get more information about the situation there. But thank you so much for being there for us. Yeah, so that's Aliou Cissé there at the Form factory around Denton Bridge. Like he mentioned, we are not yet sure about what really caused this fire outbreak, but the disaster management agency is there, the fire department is there, and I'm happy that they're making good use of their drones to actually use it to have different shots of you know, at least what's happening. To assess the situation.
It's quite concerning because when I looked at one of the shots earlier, a wide shot, there seemed to be an area where there was a lot of timber. And you wouldn't want the fire to actually get as far as that particular.
No.
So
and the fact that this is a factory, they have these raw materials that can even further, you know, make it
I
worse.
learned that there are even car batteries, and we all know how car batteries
Where did you learn this
can attract. I was talking to one of my people in the office today. You know, they manufacture foam at the same time. They also sell car batteries as well.
Right.
You know, so we all know how car batteries are attracted to fire. But one thing about investigations, Mr. Adi, I mean, for me, I don't know whether it happened, but I've never seen a situation whereby investigations been done, then they come back to the public and said, okay, so and so fire that happened in Bijilo, that happened at Denton Bridge, this is the cause of the fire.
Yeah, I think if anything, I wish you hadn't asked the question, because I think probably the media are to blame for that. Because I think most times when there's a report, what will happen is it'll go to the insurance companies and it'll go to the businesses concerned. I think if the media were interested enough, they should follow up on those sorts of things and then bring that news to the public. But I don't think it would be usual for the fire service to, I don't know, hold a press conference and so on. But there's a failing there, because they should have PR comms, and they should be, maybe they should issue a press release saying, you know, this big fire, particularly the ones that are of some, you know, sizable nature, that this is the fire and this is what we found out from our investigation. It's a very good point, actually. It's a very good point.
Yeah, it's a sad one there. Like we said, we can't confirm the course, but then we will keep you updated in relation to this. So let's go back to our program proper. Sometimes we just have to alter our usual routine when, you know, there's breaking news. So let's just take a look at our African proverb.
Yeah, the African proverb. Well, do you think we have one today?
I think
I've not seen any African proverb.
Check your phone.
There's nothing on the running order.
Yes, you have one there.
Yes. The young bird does not crow until it hears the old ones.
I guess that's about us learning from the elders, or learning from experience of others, know what to do and how to do it. I guess if you were to translate it to
directly. Yeah, I think that's the right thing. The fact that, you know, as younger ones have to learn from the older ones, because at least, you know, they've lived longer and I've had several experiences. Sometimes people say, you know, where they see further than we can sometimes.
I've never believed in that.
Well, that's what they say, but you know, I don't want to be negative here, and then they'll be like, oh, it's expected. So I'm trying to be nice. But whatever the case, like I always say, it's something intergenerational. You know, the younger ones need the older ones need the younger ones, because whatever the case, times have changed. Okay? Our time, the things that we're experiencing is different from things that the older people have experienced. And, you know, so we think differently. So it's about each of the two generations trying to accommodate each other. The older ones trying to understand that times have changed due to technology and other things. Traditional practices are now out of the way. Certain traditional practices that they had to, well, according to law, some, and according to law, harmful ones.
Not all traditional.
No. Like when I say, obviously, I mean that. Okay, harmful ones. Disclaimer: harmful ones. Even ones that aren't harmful really, but maybe kind of just not favorable to some, is also changing. You know, so that needs to be accepted. For example, you know, the caste system. You talk to an older person.
Well, that is harmful.
That is harmful.
Because I don't mean physically harmful.
Yeah, not physically harmful, but to them,
that impact others negatively.
It's such a belief, and they were born into these kinds of concepts. So it's even hard to like change them. So we understand that. We try to talk to them. They have to accommodate these things. So generally, it's just about both ways trying to accommodate each other.
It is very good that Jennifer mentioned it. I mean, the generations grow. I mean, we all change at some point. The way our grandparents were living. We are not going to live like that anymore. We have our own ways. In fact, there are things that we found out. I mean, even if you don't do them, it doesn't.
You don't die.
It doesn't harm
and
you. It doesn't do anything.
We need to believe so many things.
So
if you, I mean, there are so many ways you can give examples of how times change. For example, a pilgrim who was going to Mecca 300-400 years ago would have probably gone. They walked and gone by horse and donkey. Or camel. Now you can fly. That's a change. Instead of taking days, you take hours.
Well, traditional practice, I mean, maybe it's good to accept the good ones. The good ones. But the ones that are not good, I mean, just for the sake of tradition, I think we need to do
and there are a lot of it.
Because tradition and culture make us who we are. And if we forget who we are and where we've come from, then we're nobody and we're nothing.
Agreed.
So there are things that we can hold on to as part of our culture, as part of our traditions. But you're right, things that harm others, either phically or mentally. Caste system is a kind of more of a kind of mental
like
thing.
I said the other day on this program, there is a tradition. I mean, it's in my village. I mean, maybe one of my brothers can attest to that. He's here. Before you marry a woman, they'll have to take you to the bush and beat you up.
What?
They beat you very seriously.
I think
yes,
they should still be doing that.
They flog the man.
I think they should bring that back.
They will
I hope it hasn't gone away. I hope it has not gone away.
When you are about to marry, now they will take you to the bush and they will give canes to big men, like tough men. They give them canes and they undress you.
Okay, well, let me tell you.
They will beat you up. There was a day, I mean, I'm not going to mention, but there was a day they've beaten someone to the point that he died. I think from there.
No. That's
so those
too
are
much.
kind of traditional practices that shouldn't be copied. And
this
is real. They will beat the man like
good beating.
They will give you a very good beating. They said if you can endure that, this means you are a real man.
No, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Imagine a woman waiting for your husband while he's taken to the bush.
Getting a thrashing. Hey.
Well, women also face.
So
anyway,
we have all those type of traditions.
It's too early for what I want to get into.
You don't go there.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there.
So those are kind
because
of
women also have a part where it's still happening and they're subjected to.
Of course.
Humiliation. Subjected to
inhumane treatment.
Whereby there's something you need to prove. And the man is not proving that. Because there's no way for a man to prove it. Sometimes even when it's there and nature says sometimes it's not there. Some people are born without a hymen. But still they push for it. But anyway, it's unfortunate. These are the conversations that we need to have at the end of the day.
And also, as we're talking, because I think the proverb brings it very vividly because it's always a point of discussion. Yes, we can learn from the older ones and those who have been, but they lived in different times. And they must also accept that, things were different then and that, people, we're not static, we change over time, sometimes for the good, sometimes not for the good, but people change. And that's the nature of human beings. So, just to remind you guys that Opticalia is our main sponsor on this program. Thank you so much for coming on board. So if you want to come on board, it's just so easy. Contact our marketing team. We can do product placement. This program airs this time, repeats 12 a.m. as well as streamed live on Facebook and on YouTube. What more can you ask for? Nothing else. Opticalia, they're not new kids on the block. They've been around since 1988.
Exactly. They're just coming to Gambia now, Opticalia.
Sponsoring the program, you have the best marketing personnel.
Excuse me, period.
When we sell, my friend.
I mention your product, you make it in life. Absolutely. Your brand will. Your brand will go. Will go far.
Host and amazing co-host.
Yes.
What more could anybody want?
Let's go for a short break, and when we come back, the discussion continues. Don't go anywhere. Opticalia is a leading European brand which is now in the Gambia. Are you looking for glasses? Then you have come to the right place. As a first step, we will perform an eye exam to ensure we prescribe the correct lenses for you. After that, you can select a frame of your choice. We have a variety of brands in stock, and you will definitely find yours. You can have the full package of frame plus lenses starting from $990 up to more for the most fashionable options. Once you find a frame you like, your lenses will immediately be edged by our lab technician. Within 30 minutes, you will be able to leave with your prescription glasses and a huge smile on your face. How amazing is that? Visit us at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123.
Espas Motors is the largest and most modern auto service in the Gambia. Espas Motors is the only authorized dealer in Chevy, Mercedes-Benz trucks, Mercedes-Benz buses, Kia, Ford, Futon Mini and Midi buses, Futon trucks. At Espas Motors, we have qualified professionals who use modern technology to diagnose and repair all brands of motor vehicles. Espas Motors services include auto sales, auto repairs, vehicle painting, availability of high-quality spare parts, towing services. We are reachable at any time. Call Espas Motors on 352222 353-4444 or locate us on the Bertel Harding Highway. Espas Motors. Step into
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. I am Jenna Bosonko. I'm here with my amazing co-host, Ibrahim Abalde, as well as our newspaper review guest, Adedra.
Someone is watching from Yundum by the name Jallo Sane. He is a key follower of this program.
Oh, nice.
You know, so we are sending love and likes to you, Jallo Sane.
Thank you for
one of our beautiful viewers.
Yes,
as Julia
one of our wonderful viewers.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. And we've not heard from that lady from Philippines for a long time.
Our
but maybe
lady.
she's just watching. She's still
just
watching
quietly.
Yeah. So all of you that are watching from the diaspora, we
and
really
those in the UK who contacted me.
Yeah.
They kept, I won't even tell you what they said.
They are, what did they say?
They said, why am I not on every day? So listen, I can't be on every day. I've got other stuff to do.
No,
anyway.
we want to keep you some days so that you don't come on, so that people miss you.
No, we tend to have, different guests on. So
the persons from the diaspora are so supportive. Even the necklace that I'm wearing right now with the earrings is actually sent to me from a follower from the United States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I love it.
Wow, nice.
I hope they'll be sending me some earrings and a necklace
and some necklace.
too.
Yeah,
so.
it's a
What about that watch? It's signing?
Yeah.
Is it from
so I got a whole box
Is it
yesterday.
from Serekunda
I had
market?
to do like a whole unboxing of very expensive stuff yesterday. And this is just a follower who I've been exchanging emails with.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So
well done.
Just emails, please.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cool.
Thank you so much to our followers. Without you, we won't be.
Before we go, this is, I'm sorry, I have to steal this moment.
Okay.
It's not anything, but somebody contacted me.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought it was a scam.
Okay.
And they said that they had found some of my personal documents. In fact, actually, I apologize for thinking it was a scam.
Okay.
I had lost my driving license, my ID card, and all my credit cards, and they found them. So thank you for getting in touch.
When was this?
Yesterday.
I'm so sorry. That must have been traumatizing for a moment.
Yeah.
So you've already found...
I haven't retrieved them, but the person contacted me on Facebook. So I apologize for thinking it was a scam.
It was.
But when I checked, I had... And in fact, they dropped... It's weird because I got out to check something on my car. Somebody indicated to me that the light wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I got out to check it at Palmarima Junction. And I heard something drop. But when I thought, I checked my keys were with me, I thought, and then I got in the car, I checked the lights and got in the car and drove off.
And you left
and the person said that they just saw me driving off.
And that's
and that's where I dropped it.
These are good people.
So yeah, thank you. There are good people out there.
There are good people out there. Alhamdulillah, that's good.
Yeah. So
lucky
I just
lucky you.
Yeah.
Lucky.
It's your lucky day.
My
lucky day. Let's take a look at the papers. That's Faria. I have Faria too, so just go ahead.
Well, my Faria is not very...
It's the same.
It's not very visible.
You want to swap with me?
No, it's all right. All right. President Barrow addresses nation during 58th Independence celebration. And of course, we have George asks Rongo to serve, Rongo? Can you remember Rongo? defendant in his land case. Man pays to obtain his freedom in the Koina arson trial. And of course, we have, audit report says information on $22 million proceeds of Jane Commission unavailable. And the editorial reads, 58 independent celebration with unease. Why are old Dalasi notes still circulating?
We all ask that question every day. I've got the Point newspaper.
Yeah.
ECOWAS court hearing on killing of 58 migrants in Gambia resumes on March the 2nd. World Bank Africa Group head assesses projects in the Gambia. That will be interesting to know. COVID-19's impact on young people risks a lost generation. Government working ECOMIG, I beg your pardon. ECOMOG was the Sierra Leonean one. ECOMIG's eventual withdrawal. Who says this? The security advisor says this. And this one, I think this is more optimism than realism. It says Barrow poised to unite Gambia amid 58th independence anniversary. He's not poised to do anything of the sort. Maybe he wants to, he would like to.
Yeah.
But we know, because if you see the very next story I'm going to read, Sidi Njai views Darbo's comments as a threat to peace, and Gambian consular in Jeddah dies. But I have to go inside for a sports story because it has my favorite headline of the day. Gambia under 20 to amuse Tunisia under 20 in Africa under 20 Youth Championship today. How are they going to amuse them?
Question.
They're going to play against them. How did that translate to amuse, Mr. Editor? Please, come on, get real. Like what's happening? Anyway.
Let's let it slide.
So yeah, let's let it slide.
Yeah,
so
but
shall
then
we take either the ECOMIG or the Poised to Unite?
Yeah,
Gambia?
let's start with that. You know, the President Adama Barrow addresses nation during 58th independence celebration, talking about us uniting and promoting peace and tolerance. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's an aspiration that the President has, that all of us have.
Exactly.
We want peace, we want unity, and we want everybody to work in a collective spirit. But I think, you know, in any society, if it is to be vibrant, I think there has to be people with different views, and you have to accommodate these different views. I think what we would like is that even if we have different views, we're all working to one goal, which is improving things in the Gambia for ourselves and our children and grandchildren. So, you know, I think saying he's poised to unite Gambia is not true. He's not poised. Poised means it's about to happen. It's not about to happen anytime soon, because we see the dissension that's already building up because of the upcoming local elections. So, you know, there are divisions, and we can't sugarcoat it or hide it. It's there. It's for any, you know, we can't pretend, you know, that, oh, it's about to happen, that we're going to be united. But it would be nice if we are working towards the common goal of, you know, let's just think of ourselves as Gambians first, rather than the political parties we belong to. If that day ever happens, then it will be a great day, but it's a long way off yet.
Yeah, it is. So the local government elections is coming, and we see tensions, like you mentioned, because of this commission of inquiry for local councils. Even yesterday, we saw a press release
from Lands,
where the local government and Lands Ministry gave a directive, I'll call it, reading through it, that is how it looked. More
like an ultimatum.
Yes, actually. To say, you know, the finance director as well as the CEO has to go back to work, you know. So
at Canifing, in case anybody doesn't know where we're talking.
Canifing there, due to obviously tensions throughout these. It's been past 2 years.
Yeah, it says for 2 years.
For 2 years now, So generally, we were discussing the last time about the Commission of Inquiry, and I was talking about my stance. My stance has to do with the fact that Birkama Area Council, the current chairman, is part of NPP, and if it's going to be done fairly, where they're going to look into all of their records and then handle the same, I have no problem with that, because it's okay to want to have some sort of transparency and accountability coming from the local councils, because these are local individuals and can easily do things such as kickbacks and stuff. It can easily happen because they have biddings all the time, and it matters to Gambian citizens at the end of the day. So we have to actually fine. Some people think it's a witch hunt. well, that is their opinion and based on the points that they want to look at. But the fact that at least Birkama Area Council, whose chairman is from NPP and will be looked into as well, is a good thing. And I looked at the list of of the commissioners, seeing persons like Samba Fall, who is a credible individual.
All of them
I
are.
do not, and all of them on that list,
All of them are.
I do not think those people will be ready to jeopardize their credibility.
Well, this is it. I think we need to realize that times have changed.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot more scrutiny that will be applied to a commission of inquiry than there would have been under the 22 years of President Jammeh.
It's not the same.
Now civil society will come out, opposition will come out and hold them to account. I had bitter argument with somebody over the weekend. They were saying, no, you know, times have not changed, you know, they can still, you know, manipulate them and so on. I said, well, look at the names that you've just mentioned. And that's what I was throwing back those names. I said, do you really think these people are there to be manipulated by anybody? No, they're not. And as you said, for their own credibility, it has to be open. And traditionally, commissions of inquiry are not held in camera. They're not held in secret. They're held in public. And so we will get to know. So,
well, I think
it's
a good thing as far as it is a body set up by the government. But I mean, at some point, even the government's own people will also be looked into. Like you said, the city for Sonko is part of it. You know, at some point, people might think it is political motivated, like it's a political motivated.
But at some point, people think that now.
That's what's happening.
But I mean, as far as they are all involved, and it wouldn't be NPP or UDP or APRC, they'll all be looked into. I think it's a good thing.
And I think for those who are objecting, that is what they're asking for. They want fairness, they want openness, and they don't want people targeted because of their political affiliations. And they're saying that the same scrutiny that they apply to one should be applied to the other. And I guess that's what we all want, really, and we hope that that is what we get, you know. But because, you know, commissions of inquiry, you've not had many here in the Gambia. There have been a few. We've had several in Sierra Leone going way back. And some of them can actually make quite serious recommendations at the end. I mean, I remember in 1969 Commission of Inquiry, one of the people that it sanctioned was Tijan Kaba, who was a junior minister at the time. And it said because of the level of corruption that was identified as, he was identified as having been involved in, it had this famous last line, this man should never be allowed to hold public office in Sierra Leone because he went on to be our president. So that tells you. Yes.
Was that serious?
Years later.
It's a shame. And also, for me, because we have to be objective about how we analyze this whole thing. The fact that these councils, citizens have actually alleged stuff. Like we're all Gambians. We've heard of things.
And we see stuff on social media.
Yes.
And
people
we need to
saying,
get away from the rumor.
This council, this is what is happening. This place, this, that place, that. And even before the Commission of Inquiry came, when we were talking about the issue of voting for these individuals, I talked about the fact that do we have a chance to look at the records of these persons? Because we're not even sure about what they're doing with our money. So it's important. But also, government is having this strong interest in the local councils should also do the same in respective ministries.
Of course.
When things go wrong in your ministries, also take ownership and look into them.
Because
it's both ways.
Because there are a lot of criticisms about ministries and how they either are wasteful or corrupt. You know, let's be blunt. So the same scrutiny should be applied.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So currently, Senabu Martin Sonko, CEO of Kanifing Municipal Council, said she wasn't given her office to resume work, but instead a conference hall.
This is today.
This is right now as we speak. She said, instead of allowing me to be at my office, they allocated me a conference hall to hang around and wait for them to decide. And even if I come here tomorrow, I'm going to be at the conference hall. So it's either my office or I stay out.
Yes. It's not as if they didn't know she was coming back, and it's not as if he didn't have an office. So this one is going to be a very interesting one to see how it... We did consider sending live view there, but this fire incident happened and change that. Because we had a discussion this morning, and we can't be everywhere. We have a small team.
Yeah.
We try and be as many places as we can, but you know, as I said, we can't be everywhere. So that one, it will be interesting to see what happens through the rest of the day and the rest of the week.
Well, I think
we saw the Lands Ministry's press release saying they should be allowed, or the people who prevent them taking their offices will face the full force of the law.
Well, it's the KMC, not under the Lands Ministry. Yeah. So now I think they are their superiors. I think when they give the directives that she should go and resume work, I think she should be given what it's due.
You know, as journalists, we always pause because we don't know why she's not been allowed. If somebody says, what is meant to be your office has got lots of furniture piled to the ceiling and it wouldn't be a problem, we don't know.
What the problem is.
What the problem is as to why she's not being allowed into her office.
And also,
so let's not assume.
Balda said something. He just said, oh, the ministry is their superior and they should take directive. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I mean,
there are a lot of times where directives
it doesn't
comes,
yeah, I know, it doesn't work like that, but that is supposed to be the structure.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
But considering the tensions which have been there for so long,
exactly.
If every individual in government take directives,
we all know in this instance how the situation is there. We all know how, we all understand the political environment at KMC and we all know what's happening. So
and the tensions that are there. So yes, I mean, as I say, this one, we will see how it plays out, either throughout the day, the week, or the month.
So for 2 years you've been hanging, you know, without going back to work. I mean, that's too much, huh?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
We heard a story yesterday which countered that.
Yeah. So there's always two sides.
There are always two sides to these stories,
always,
and we shouldn't jump to conclusions, I think.
So the point, I got a headline. Do you have any interesting?
Well, the ECOMIG one,
about
that government is working towards the eventual withdrawal, because we all know, rather ironically, just as people were screaming for them to leave, and I was reading opinion pieces in the newspapers saying, and online, saying, this country is not in danger of having another coup d'etat, so why are these people here? Then the story broke of the alleged coup plot. So, you know, even if a coup d'etat happened, would they be in a position to stop it? What it says here, and they're quoting Abubakar Suleiman Jeng, new National Security Advisor, says that the government is working progressively towards the eventual withdrawal of ECOMIG forces from this country. He doesn't say when, which of course he wouldn't, because that would be, you know, singular, and it wouldn't be his position for him to make that statement as to when. It would be the president's. And he was speaking at a press conference, and he said, you know, that government they hope to widen the understanding of the population who are critical stakeholders of the security sector reform. And he will give regular updates to highlight the current challenges and the remedies. So
So I think that is all we have time for. We've actually
we've already adjusted the time.
Yes, because the fire.
Because I want to know the reason why Gambia Immigration is want to change their name.
The name.
Yes.
Maybe they're just rebranding.
To Gambia Immigration Department.
Service.
Okay, to Gambia Immigration Service.
Yeah.
Kind of similar.
Well,
but all institutions do that.
Because
sometimes
they provide lots of
service. We have the NIA and it changed to SIS. So I think it's a normal thing. That was needed.
NIA was traumatizing. The name, just hearing NIA, you don't want to associate with them.
You think people will adopt to that?
The SIS?
We are still calling the memorial as 22nd.
Not only that, people talk about